Here are 4 ways to hit a single leg takedown off an arm drag. Now, I love utilizing arm drags. I love looking to set them up. It's a great way to hit back takes off of. It's a great way to kind of disrupt their offense a little bit. You can hit arm drags from just about everywhere. We've done multiple videos on them. But I want to talk about single legs. I actually hit a really nice one at a tournament lately, which we'll touch upon at the end here. But in general, when we're dealing with arm drags, this is kind of like a review. This is all just going to come off of our ability to hand fight, right? And what I'm looking for is a couple things. One, if I see that my opponent's elbows are sticking out, right? Some guys just have their elbows flared. It's a perfect time to, again, just kind of get control of the wrist, start feeding it towards my other hand, grab behind the tricep, and I pull them through. Right? And it's never one where I want to just pull a little bit and then I'm going to make those big motions. I want to really commit to pulling them. And then when I add in my movements with it, it makes it very difficult for this person to be able to square it back up or even re-drag me in the process, right? If I kind of half-ass this arm drag, they're going to be able to re-drag me right away. So I always want to make sure that I kind of over-commit with them a little bit. Now, when I'm setting up any of these arm drags into a single leg, what I tend to do, especially if we're talking like competition-based and we're sitting here hand fighting a little bit, I'm very rarely going to hit my arm drag into a single leg takedown off the first opportunity. I want to kind of condition them a little bit. And when I condition them, I have to make them believe that that's what I'm actually going for. So again, these quick little like, oh yeah, I just faked an arm drag, like this isn't doing anything. Whereas if we're here, I do this, now he's really thinking like, oh, I just missed that arm drag, right? And now I got him thinking that I'm looking for that arm drag a little bit, which I am, but I'm also now conditioning him that I'm hunting for it. And I'm paying attention to how his body language is, because depending on how he reacts to this pull will determine which kind of arm drag I look to set up for, and it also shows me how prepared they are for it. The other thing that it kind of subconsciously does is it makes this person less likely to actually want to engage with me. You'll naturally start kind of seeing their elbows kind of hide a little bit, and it kind of just puts them in a shell. So even if I can't arm drag them anymore, I'm in a good opportunity to shoot for double legs. I can go for low ankle picks. It allows me to start doing everything else because they've now kind of just locked their body down, terrified that I'm going to start going for these arm drags. So the first one that I tend to go for is just a standard. I'm going to pull through, I'm going to work myself around as if I was going for the back. However, instead of going for the back, I'm going to change level and I'm looking to grab behind the knee, and right away I'm looking to drive up into that single leg. Now again, when I'm doing this, I have to fully commit to kind of pulling this person around. I ideally want to get this leg a step, but what I'm looking to do in the process is I'm not waiting until they're here before I go for it. I'm going to, once I'm actually committed to going for it, I'm going to start stepping at the same time that I pull this, and I'm already changing levels, and I'm also at the tail end going to elevate this arm up a little bit rather than just keeping it here where he can pull this elbow right back and look to kind of frame back up with me. I want to pull it up high so that I have full exposure and full access to this leg without having to worry about this arm. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to come in, drop, change, and we go straight here. So when we're hand fighting, boom, we're doing this, and that's all I'm looking for. At this point, again, right as soon as I get a nice deep bite on this, get that head pressure, suck the arm in, or suck the leg in, drive straight up, and we can get the single leg from there. The second one that I tend to go for is kind of like a kick up with the leg. And what I mean by that is as I start kind of getting here, I use this arm drag and I kind of just shoulder check them. And what this does is it shifts all their weight to this back leg, making this leg essentially weightless. And when I do that and I bump in, my back leg is literally just going to kind of kick this up. I'm just going to catch it. It's not like the cleanest looking single leg, but it is a nice way if they've been defending this other one. Like if they're not letting me get that leg, then what I might do is just arm tag and check them a little bit. And as I check them, I just kick the leg. And right away, I'm just looking to catch it. And I'm not looking to like kick up this leg and catch it here, right? I'm just kicking it up enough. Give me this arm back. I'm kicking it up enough that once I let go of this arm drag, I can just catch it, pick it up, and now I'll start kind of high pitching this leg a little bit more when we go for the takedown, right? So that's typically the second one that I do. The third one is a little bit more unorthodox and seems really weird, but it does work. And again, it depends on how he's already reacting. So and this is also why I emphasize that you kind of hit these feints a little bit with these arm drags, see how they react to it, because that will, again, will determine which one of these you're going to go for. But if I notice that when I'm doing this and he's drastically stepping back with this leg, leaving this leg exposed every time, so if we're here, I go again, he's pulling the leg back and he's getting heavy on this front leg, then what I want to look to do is I'm going to commit to this arm drag, but notice I'm not moving. I'm going to stay put, and the moment that he steps back, I'm just dropping down and I'm catching his front leg. So it kind of looks stupid, I guess you could say, but it catches that if I know that they're heavily stepping back with that leg, leaving this front leg exposed. If he's not doing anything with this leg and he's stepping with me, well then I'm just going to stoop down and take that leg. But when they start getting really heavy on this switch leg, right, so they'll do the same thing, right? So the moment I pull, I'm going here. And I already know that I'm looking for this because again, I've already done the fake a couple times. I've seen how his body reacts. So now I know that when I go to commit and I get heavy on this arm drag, again, not this shit. I have to really pull this so that he over exaggerates that step back. I'm just gonna drop, coming on the same side leg, or the opposite side leg I should say, and just drive straight. So that's the third one that I hit. Now the fourth one, probably one of my favorite ones to hit. This is the one that I hit recently in a competition.
Yes, beautiful day.
So when I'm setting this up, essentially I'm doing like a baseball slide. So as I go for this arm drag, right, what I'm looking to do is the moment I pull this arm, and again, I'm going based off the fact that he's kind of stepping in with this leg a little bit, or he's not moving this leg at all. Either way, I'm tacking the same leg. So when I go for this arm drag, slow motion is I'm just essentially gonna sit to the same side hip and just slide this leg straight through like I'm going for a baseball slide. I'm ideally keeping this leg up so that the moment I hit, I want you to think of like skipping a rock. You're gonna hit and pop right back up. So the moment I hit my hip to the ground, right away I'm looking to go belly down, scoop this foot with my leg, scoop the knee with my arm, and as I start going belly down, I'm looking to pick this leg up right away, and we can get up here into a single leg. Now the beauty of this one is, let's just say he sees this coming, and I sit through and he starts to kind of step out and turn away, right? That's typically how they're, yeah. Then I'm gonna come right up, and I'm gonna look to take the back. So either way, it's a nice way to get the takedown, but if I over pull this, he's leaning forward. So when I get in here, he's not really in a position to defend this leg, and I'm able to once again come up the single leg. So if we're doing this one full speed, we're in here, boom, and I pop right back up, and I get the leg. So again, I emphasize this, when we are playing with these arm drag positions, look for the setup. Start getting heavy on their head, start playing with their arms a little bit. When you see that their elbows are out, just start committing to these arm drags as a fake, but getting to see what their reactions are. Do this and kind of tap the leg a little bit. So he's stepping back. I do this one. Okay, he's leaving the leg there. Now I can kind of see how he's reacting, and then usually on like the third or fourth time is when I actually commit to these. Now one side note, if we get down to any of these positions here, they start defending it, you have a hard time driving back up, you're in a position where I can quickly switch to some form of like a low ankle pick from here, where I can, again, I'm already here. Doesn't matter, any of these arm drags, even this one, right? If I start coming up and he just gets real heavy, I'm in a position, yeah, start stuffing the head, anything. I'm in a position where I can grab this far ankle, I've got my shoulder and neck in place, I'm gonna pinch the leg, drive through, and now I can just finish up with little ankle picks. Again, come up with the leg, come up and hunt for the back, whatever the case is. So if the ankle pick to single leg, or the arm drag to a single leg fails, you're in a position to shoot for an ankle pick. So give those a shot.